Hey everybody, this is Joel Toppin here, and I got a package in the mail from GMT Games with Fading Glory, Pax Baltica, and some counters for the Spanish Civil War and the Korea game. So, let's go ahead and take a look inside the box. Now I'm going to do this as a 2-for-1 shot, because I don't have a whole lot of time today. So let's look at these one at a time. First we'll look at Fading Glory. The cover artwork is really cool. I really like what they do with the cover. It's got some retro images from some of Roger's older stuff, but I think it really works here. The only critique that I would have is that it looks like Wellington's a little embarrassed or sunburned, but I think it's just the way that the print came out on my copy of the box. Anyways, let's have a look-see here. So, it looks like my copy was packaged by Cha. Got a stack of cards here for each of the games. I think there's like 12 cards for each game or something like that. System rule book here. I mean, if you played the Victory Point Games versions of these, this should be pretty straightforward stuff. Color rule book. This is not a complicated system. And you're weighing in at 16 pages worth of rules. Bunch of optional stuff here, I think, at the back. Side of it. I'm not sure if there's anything new in this versus the VPG edition other than upgraded components, but the rulebook looks pretty nice. Color, semi-gloss. Alright, play aid. Full color, cardstock. I don't know really what to say about it. Pretty much what you'd expect. I mean, it looks nice, feels nice. Hopefully it has all the data that you need on it for all the games. I think you got 2 of those here, and they appear to be identical. Alright, here's what I've been wanting to see. Sheet number 1 of 2. Here's the... Looks like they packaged up the battles separately on the counter sheet. So here's Borodino and Smolensk 20. And the system usually has 20 counters or fewer. I don't think there's many battles with more than 20 counters on at any one time. But it's a really cool system because it's going to go back and forth. It keeps you totally engaged. Unlike some other games with a smaller number of pieces, this game is really a tight contest. It's a really cool game system. Looks like you have generals and fatigue markers, maybe for all the battles, not just the Borodino and Smolensk. Alright, sheet number 2 of 2 has Waterloo 20, which I think is still my favorite of the Nappy 20 series. That's probably the one I played the most. That one and maybe Yena 20 I played the most. Alright, Salamanca 20. This is Steve Carey's game design. I have had the opportunity to play this, playtest it once, so I can't wait to take this for a spin with the final components. That's a very interesting battle from the Peninsula War, which I'm kind of partial to anyways. I find the Peninsula War battles very interesting. These are the thick brown core counters, so you can see that it's not the thin stock. This has gotten the full deluxe treatment. They're already rounded, so you don't have to clip them if you're of that sort. Here we have the playbook, which should have all the battle information on them. 16 pages worth. Again, semi-gloss, full color. It's got all the information you're going to need for playing the various different battles. Each battle has a few rules that cause that battle to stand out from the others. Okay, so here we go to the maps. Now I got to be careful of this. It's very dry where I live, and so I've just opened these up. So I'm just going to be very, very careful. I don't want these things to warp too badly on me. They have a tendency to do that just because of the climate here. But this the map looks absolutely fantastic. They are back printed with a battle on one side and then on the other. And then we have the second one. So you get 2 full mounted boards. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down and unfold one of these so you can see exactly what they look like. Okay, so this is the map for Salamanca 20. It's about half the size of a standard map sheet. So these are, I think, 17 by 22 or something like that. Again, double-sided. Table footprints minimal here. So, I mean, they look absolutely fantastic. It's really gotten the deluxe treatment. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this guy up and try to acclimatize it as gently as I can. Okay, last but not least, those are the dice with the game, a blue one and a black on red. And these are the cards. I've taken the wrapper off just so I can show a little bit of the detail on them. They're really nice. These are the same stock that you get with Andine Abyss, and I mean, they feel really, really nice. I was a little disappointed with the cards that came with Madison's War. Really kind of shoddy printing on the backs of them. On Madison's War, the backs, you can tell, I mean, some of them are just plain marked. I mean, cards are lighter than others, and that was just disappointing. These are really nice. So wherever they had these printed at GMT, go with these. These are really nice. So those are the cards that are standard size. They look to be standard size, so if you sleeve cards, you shouldn't have a problem with these. Okay, now let's look at Pax Baltica, Great Northern War. Okay, the cover artwork on this one is really nice. Again, I'm not sure, I don't know a lot of the history of the Great Northern War, which is the reason I got the game, really. I know virtually nothing about the Great Northern War. So I'm hoping to learn some stuff from this. And I have no idea what what battle is being portrayed here. Perhaps Poltava. I'm aware of the name of the battle. I have really no idea of its significance. Anyways, the cover art looks really nice and pretty impressive stuff. Painting is by, oh, there it is. It's already labeled on there. Painting of the Battle of Narva by Alexander von Kotzebue. All right. Well, anyways, let's take a look at this. Alright, block game. So, you get a big sack of blocks. Various different colors. Looks like there's some cubes. And hopefully no problems with the blocks on this game. A couple last games that with blocks have been a little iffy. But this one here, we're hoping no problems with it. Two different colors of dice. Assuming that's Russians and that's Swedes. Game was packed by Anthony. Full color rule book, which doesn't feel very heavy. 16 pages of rules again. Chart on the back sheet. And doesn't look to be a terribly complex game. So, yeah, wow. That's a nice surprise. You know, some games you think it's going to be more complex than others. This one here, just judging by the weight of the rule book, appears to be on the lighter side for a block game. Alright, so got a couple play aids here. Cardstock, color obviously. One for the Russian coalition, and then apparently one for Sweden and her allies. Again, color-coded, cardstock, semi-gloss. Labels for the blocks. Those look really nice. I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see some of the detail on them. So those look really, really nice. Alright, so those are going to go on the blocks that we've been provided with here. So the map is cardstock, which is my favorite. I know people like the hardbound maps. They're nice. It gives it a sense of luxury. You know, with Fading Glory, you get that feel to it. But where I live, these really are the best because I can put this under plexi. They hold up better than paper. Best of both worlds for me. But it looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and unfold it to give you a quick look at what how it looks. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of room to unfold it flat for you here, but it's a standard one-sheet map. Doesn't have a huge table footprint. The artwork is nice. It's kind of got a pastel color to it, so the pieces are going to jump out at you real nice, and the map's not going to detract from the gameplay. At least that's how it looks. It looks just really nice. It's kind of got a feel that's similar to what you get with the block games Europe Engulfed, Asia Engulfed, where it's kind of a pastel color to the map. So that's the map artwork. It looks really fantastic. Okay, next we have what I was really hoping to find here, a playbook, which hopefully will tell us a little bit of the history of the game. There we go, historic background of the Great Northern War, so that ignorants like me can learn about this conflict. Again, this is something that I don't really know if there's any other games on, and I really don't have a lot of background information on, so I'm really hoping to learn something from this. That's one of the cool things I like about the hobby, is being able to learn something and find some entertainment value at the same time. It's an interactive experience for me. So the playbook, again, semi-gloss paper. Nice. It's got the map kind of parceled apart, so if you need to find a certain location, there'll be a location key, so that people unfamiliar with the terrain or the geography of the region, rather, can find some of these locations. Now, some of these I'm going to be familiar with. It's the ones up here I'm going to be less familiar with. So that's pretty helpful. And again, it's nicely illustrated. You got a lot of information here, looks like. And it looks like some examples of play and the scenario setups. So there you have it. You got 16-page rule book, 36-page playbook, and some baggies to put everything in. So that is Pax Baltica, Fading Glory, and that's what comes inside the box.